During a briefing with auditors and leaders from the Department of Human Services, lawmakers raised several questions about the urgency of improving the state's foster care system. But the demand for change is growing, and so is frustration after DHS Secretary was not there to field questions.
The Judiciary Committee and the Appropriations Committee briefing. Today's date is February 12th.
Amid the legislative session, lawmakers are grilling leaders with the Department of Human Services about the state's foster care system following a scathing audit showing serious flaws with background checks for providers and unlicensed settings for children.
We're doing the auditing. When are we doing the fixing?
Fielding questions was not the leader of the agency, Secretary Rafael Lopez.
It's a real shame that the secretary couldn't be here with us.
DHS says Secretary Lopez was absent due to illness.
Honorable Secretary Rafael Lopez.
The secretary was at the State of the State address the day prior. Agency leaders say there are 3,775 children in foster care as of February 11th. 7 are experiencing hospital overstays and none are in hotels. DHS banned hotel stays after the death of Kanaya Ward, the 16-year-old girl who was found in a Baltimore City hotel where she was supposed to be under the supervision of a one-to-one provider. Ward's death was later ruled a suicide. That provider was an employee of Fenwick Behavioral Services, a contractor DHS cut ties with after Fox 45 News reported on Ward's death. Delegate Nino Mangione questioned why DHS did not get Ward out of the hotel, especially given her documented history of mental health struggles.
Well, if we were able to do it after the fact, find option or implement something where she's immediately supposed to be placed into a certain facility that can handle her needs, it seems to me that it's a real issue that it wasn't done beforehand with somebody with documented history of mental health and suicidal attempts and so on.
Our colleagues have conducted that after action report. Hindsight is clearly always better. We have taken steps to end placements with that one-to-one provider. And at the end of the day, all we can do is try to correct the mistakes that we've made and do better.
The audit noted the Social Services Administration potentially lost $25.6 million in federal funding since they say the agency did not max out funding recovery. And the gaps in background checks and unlicensed settings concerns may open the state up to potential litigation, leading some lawmakers to question how much Maryland could be on the hook for down the road.
You know, to put a price tag on what the impact would be, I think would just be looking at one aspect of the potential impact of the findings in the report. And
I absolutely agree with you on that. You know, we're dealing with people's lives here, and we're also dealing with a budget, and that's why we're here, that everyone in the state of Maryland pours into, which would then be subject to the potential exposure that's created here. So
DHS says following the audit, the agency started doing 100% background checks, but argue they still don't have the legal authority to continue running checks on adults after a judge closes the guardianship process. Meaning if a child is placed in a home and someone new moves in after the process is complete, DHS says they can't background check that new person.
There is no question that we did not do that prior. We made the changes as soon as we could.
Frustration from lawmakers remains palpable surrounding the speed or lack thereof of action.
I'm sitting here literally trying to hold on to my seat. The frustration with the troubled foster care system keeps bringing me to these briefings. So, Mr. Secretary, who's not here again, I'm disappointed. But my disappointment may have to move into policy. But do we really need it? Because the agency is lacking to move. I don't know. But there seems to be a lack of urgency, I'll say again.
The spotlight remains on the Department of Human Services while lawmakers demand answers about when the agency will turn things around. DHS Social Services has a budget hearing on Monday, February 23rd. Questions about the foster care system will likely come up during that briefing. And later that week, a bill named after Kanaya Ward to increase protections for foster care children will also be heard in a different committee.
Hey, I'm Mackenzie Frost. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Check out Fox Baltimore on all of our social media pages for more videos just like this.